Hello, very good afternoon to you, and welcome to the month of June. We are halfway into the year already by the time this month comes to an end. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. It's good to have you here. Thank God for life. It's a brand new month, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week. It's good to have you back here. As always, we are going ahead with our agenda of hunting for opportunities in the capital markets. Congratulations for all those who are winning the fight, and hopefully your efforts will eventually be rewarded as we keep going. Thank you very much for keeping faith with what we stand for and what we believe in, making legitimate income and growing our net worth consciously. I'd like to congratulate everybody who has been a part of this all the way, no matter when you joined, whether you joined a month ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago. We have one thing in common, and that's why we are always here to commune together. And that is the fact that we are interested in making legitimate income while growing our net worth. So there is no poor person here. Can I tell you this? Beginning from today, I'd like you to know that I am in your life to change your financial status. Many people have been caught up in one particular financial thermostat and they can't go beyond a particular ceiling. Some people are in their hundreds of thousands range. They can't seem to hit 1 million in net worth at once. Some are in their tens of millions. They can't seem to hit 100 million in net worth, while some are in their hundreds of millions. They just can't seem to hit the billion naira mark. But guess what? My work with you in your life will ensure that all those barriers are broken. I am not merely boasting. This is something I've seen work, and if you are really interested in consistently growing your net worth, you walk with me on this journey, I can assure you, all those ceilings that will not let you pass a particular barrier, they will all be broken. This is how I intend to begin today, and I hope you do not take this as a motivational speech, because there are some people who are already seeing differences, and whatever result you have seen that is positive at the moment, all you now need to do is to add consistency to what you did to get what you want. And then time will eventually reward you for your consistency and perseverance. Everybody who has made it in the school of wealth creation have remained consistent. Dangote, the richest black man in the world, has remained consistent in what he has been doing from primary school. Some of you may not know his history. But way back when I started my journey, I read a lot about these people, and I can give you an instance. Dangote started selling sweets to his classmates in primary school. During break time, when others are looking for what to spend money on, Dangote would bring sweets to sell to them. Now, from primary school age, he began to display that virtue of wealth creation. Even if he didn't know the impact and to what extent it will take him to in life, you can bear me witness now what he has become today. Consistency in what you do is the remaining dose of program you need to embark on to hit the next milestones. So Dangote began selling sweets in primary school. And then he began to understand and develop interest in merchandise. Most of you don't know that he did not start even in manufacturing. Dangote didn't have nothing. He approached his grandfather, Alhaji Dantata, who borrowed him some money. And that was, I think, about 500,000 naira then. It was a lot of money. And Aliko Dangote was to repay that money in 3 months. But guess what? He started trading with that money, and he was to repay that money in 1 year or so. But within 3 months or thereabouts, he was able to trade with that money and repay his grandfather. what a fantastic start to a career that we've seen. So Dangote started very small, and that's why I want to let you know it doesn't matter where you are financially now. What matters is, are you willing for that change that you desire so badly? Because it comes with a lot of sacrifice and a lot of consistency and discipline, right? That's what we're trying to nurture here, and I've seen that play out a lot. Most people still don't know that Dangote actually started merchandising goods. He started importing baby foods, frozen food. A lot of people can't tell that this man started from the scratch. No matter what the world has against him, if anybody has anything against him, but you can't take away the fact that this man went through the ranks, grew from the scratch to what he has achieved today. If they tell you he used to import baby food, you will not believe. If they tell you he used to import frozen food, you will not believe. If they tell you he used to import rice, maybe you will believe. But it all began from merchandising, importation, and then proceeded on to start taking stakes in the manufacturing sector. Even in the cement industry, he didn't start from manufacturing. He started bagging before he went into full-scale manufacturing. And today, beyond cement and whatever else, you now have a refinery to reckon with. You have the sugar refinery, you have the petroleum refinery. If you are listening to me now and you are a merchant, maybe you import hair extension from China, maybe you import baby items from China, or wherever you do your importation from. I'd like you to know, consistency in what you do can eventually land you in manufacturing plant here in Nigeria. All it takes is to gather sufficient capital and attract these Chinese people to come and set up your manufacturing plant, and there you go. You proceed from just being a merchant to a manufacturer. Just in case you do not have the resources to do it, that's why we are here in the stock market. So when you work or you import items to sell and you make profits, find somewhere to accelerate the growth of the profits you have made so that eventually you would have developed capital to venture into manufacturing, which will make you even more money. I hope somebody has already gotten a very good nugget. And please, thank you very much for your likes, your shares, and even all there is that you are doing in terms of giving gifts to ensure that more people join us. Maui is on the line. I can't wait to have you on board so we can do justice to today's session. I hope you are here, everybody. If you are, please kindly indicate by typing yes, 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 yes. Go ahead and keep typing yes. Let me be sure that you are reaching me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, I can see I'm being heard on TikTok. Where are my Instagram family? I can't see your yeses. Is it that you can't hear me? Okay, Victor's Brown. I can see you there. Emeani, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's keep going. Hello, Maui, good morning, happy new month. And of course, happy new month to everybody here.
Yeah, hello, Coach. Good afternoon to you. I'm very happy new month to you also. And also a very happy new month to everybody in the house. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, Maui. Good afternoon. Do you have a thing?
Good afternoon. So I
What
was
are things?
listening. Sorry, I didn't get you.
Do you have a thing or two to tell us before we proceed with other things, sir?
Yeah, sure. I was listening to your really interesting submission about long-term investment using Aliko Dangote as a very good example. I can very much, relate it to the current happening in the markets now. Like, this is the first market of the month, and it has started on a little bit downward trend with Honeywell floor and Northern Nigerian floor now. Just swinging up and down there in the market. You can see investors panicking a bit and everything. So It's a good thing you started this way. Long term is a goal. And of course, we are here to preach that today and make sure that more and more investors understand this. So I'll just hang around in case anybody wants to talk here today. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Maui, someone is asking on Instagram, Chiemela Kalo says, how can I get started? Could you just go ahead and deal with that almost immediately?
Yeah, sure. My pleasure to do that. So, okay, to Chiemele on Instagram and also to all the new investors in the house today, this is a simple way you can get started.
More pieces from you
is to okay, let me just disconnect and use my phone directly. I think that will be better.
Yes, please.
Yeah, coach, can you hear me much better now?
Loud and clear. Yes, please.
Okay, so the first thing the first step for you to take, okay, so the first step for you to take in your investment journey will be to learn, will be to get experience, will be to get knowledge. And this is the reason why we are having these sessions every day, every working day. So you can, join these sessions and get good information on how the market works. Because I think it would be very nice if you are going into a business for you to understand, the basic things in that business, for you to understand the telltale signs in the business, for you to even understand how you can buy, how you can sell, and how the market works in general. So get your knowledge. Then you need to open your stock brokerage account. Now, your account is a platform through which you can transact on a day-to-day basis, through which you can buy, through which you can sell, through which you can also hold your stock equities on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. When it comes to choosing your broker, we recommend that you use a broker that will give you proper services. By proper services, I mean live transmission of data. I mean getting
Looks like we're having issues with connection problems. Could that be the case? Okay, we've lost Maui there. Just to quickly make it fast, all you need to do to get started, get knowledge, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, I'll send you the link to my YouTube channel. Helpful beginner guide videos are there for you to start your journey of knowledge, because risk comes from not knowing what you are doing, according to Warren Buffett. And in this community, we try to make you understand the basics so you don't lose your focus and then get threatened out of the market. Like we're seeing people have just gone through that with Honeywell Floor. And then, of course, you join our community, Network Investors Club, on Discord and join the daily live session here. You now are able to make up your mind and develop a strategy of your choice. Then you can start investing. So send me a DM to send you the link to open your brokerage account, or if you have a brokerage account already, fantastic, and you are happy with the services of your broker, then recommendations will be shared here that you can always capitalize on if it suits your investment goal. I hope that's okay for you. Any other questions, please let us know. I'm going to jump straight up into what's happening in the market, talking about the top gainers for the day. There is a lot of reds in the market, a whole lot of activities going on, and we just can't be able to continue without visiting the top gainers list. Remember what I told you based on observation, that every time you see low cap companies gaining in the market, it means that there may not be too much excitement going on. There is not a bull case really until we have the super will I say, big cap companies gaining, then we know there is a serious advantage of a market leap. Well, we've seen a lot already in the month of May, and so surprised if things are trying to go sideways these days. So let's take a look and then determine who is the top gainer and loser at the moment. And so here we go. First on the list of top gainers is Deep Cap, 1 naira 15 kobo, currently gaining 9.52%. Royal Exchange Insurance is number 2 on the gainers list, 7.5% gained, 86 kobo per share. Linkage Assurance, 1 naira 50 kobo gained, 6.38%. 1 naira 50 kobo per share, 6.38% gain. Wapik Insurance is at number 4, 2 naira 12 kobo, currently 6% gain. Cornerstone Insurance, number 5, 3 naira 45 kobo, currently 5.18% gain. UPDC REIT, 6 naira 25 kobo, currently 5.04% gain. Sterling Bank, 8, number 7, 5.89 naira, 4.25% gain. Nigerian Breweries, number 8 gainer on the list, 59 naira 40 kobo, 4.21% gained. And then we have Dangote Sugar, number 9 top gainer, 39 naira 20 kobo, currently 3.02% gained. And then we have Veritas Cap, 98 kobo, 2.08%. So if you take a good look, a cursory look at the top gainers list, top 10 this afternoon as we speak, you can see that the insurance companies are leading. Most of them, of course, are penny stocks. Now, what that tells us is that a lot of activity is going to be going on in the insurance sector as far as perhaps this month is concerned. So if you have your eyes on any of these insurance companies, or you are a fan of investing in insurance companies, then you may want to pay attention, because attention is actually shifting towards them right now. And of course, the insurance index chart is showing a little bit of a bullish signal, which means some insurance companies are going to gain. Some of you who bought stocks like Prestige Assurance, which I told you about, to buy under 1 naira, and of course maybe Veritas Cap under 1 naira as well, there is a likelihood that those stocks will eventually jump, right? So nearly 70% of the top 10 gainers at this moment are all insurance stocks, and that says a lot about what is coming in that sector at the moment. But these are all just for short-term trades. I do not think there is any serious implication outside the strongest insurance companies, which I can tell you includes custodian insurance, Mansard Insurance, NEM Insurance, and some others. I think Wapik as well. Every insurance company that is up to 3 naira and above can comfortably rate ahead of any other below them in pricing, because the market eventually knows how to price these things in. All right, keep your questions coming in. Vic the Great, thank you very much for your gifts. Baba Gift says, Coach, please confirm the current price of Guinness. Guinness, I'll check immediately for you and get back to you almost on the spot. Guinness currently sells at 90 naira 10 kobo at the moment. Guinness, 90 naira 10 kobo at the moment. Okay, and then we also have this news about 2 companies that have been suspended from trading on the floor of the stock exchange. Thomas Wyatt and I think just 2 companies like that. Please stay away from such. The other is actually a brewery company. What's the name of that company again? There's a Golden Breweries, I think. Is it Golden Breweries? Maybe it's Golden Breweries, but 2 companies. If you check on my Twitter handle, that's on X, I posted that 2 companies have been suspended If you are a newbie, please stay away from these companies because your money is going to be tied down there. In fact, you may not even see to trade on Thomas Wyatt and I think one other brewery company. Please check on my Twitter handle. And this is why you need to follow me on all social media platforms, because I am not able to repeat some of these tweets that comes up or posts that comes up and I share. So you may not see it in most of these other handles where I do video live streams. Yes. And then, of course, if you are not following me, can I tell you this? You are losing money. Coach, I want to open Atlas account, Joseph Mbosi. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM there, and I'll send you the link. Coach, is 18 Naira 20 Kobo a good bid for Fidelity today? Offer is more than bid, or I can increase a bit. Let's see how it goes. This type of Fidelity game is you play it with patience while keeping your eyes on the bid and offer status so that you try as much as possible to buy it as low as possible, because in the end, your entry price is what determines a whole lot of your success in a stock, so that even when the stock experiences any dip, because you bought it so low, you won't need to wait too long before you recover. So let's see what the situation is with Fidelity Bank at the moment. Currently losing from 19 Naira 40 Kobo. It closed on Friday. It's at 19 today. In any case, I have to wait. It looks like I've been logged out for being inactive for a while, so I need to log out and then properly log in and get back for your Fidelity feedback. So here we go, back to Fidelity. I still have some information to share with us, so stay glued to your systems and your devices. Pay attention as we go through. But back to Fidelity, 19 Naira currently from the 1940, 75 million shares being offered versus 9 million only. I can tell you some things can play out such that the holders, the majority holders may be bidding, offering a whole lot of it that they do not intend to sell by simply putting it at the highest offer prices. Now take a look at this. The highest offer that Fidelity can sell today is 21 Naira 30 Kobo. Anybody who has their Atlas Portfolios portal on, if you have your system or your phone or any device that you have to log into Atlas, check what I'm telling you right now. On the offer column, which is the pink column, by the time you populate the bid and offer status for Fidelity Bank, you will realize that the highest price is always at the last, because the system arranges it in such a way that the lowest price is at the top of the offer list. Now, if you take a good look, the highest price that Fidelity should sell for today is 21 Naira 30 Kobo, and that's where you have 10 million offers, 8 million offers, nearly 2.5 million offers, 2.6 million offers, 1.5 million offers. So you are having more than 20 million offers right at the bottom where nobody is going to buy. Now, market makers can load a lot of the stock at the bottom and leave it there, creating an impression that the stock is being massively offered for sale. Now, if I want to check how many offers are there, there are about 40 million offers that have been placed at 21 Naira plus. So those offers will not get sold, but it creates that first impression that 75 million shares are being offered for sale. But that's not true. The whole idea is to create that fear and panic again so that weak hands are shaken off. And then they sell off at 18, at 17, so that those money banks will now collect enough. You need to understand how this game is played. As it is now, these are fake offers intended to create panic and fear. Since after the news was not enough to chase a lot of people out of that stock and lower the price, this is another way. Maybe majority holders want to still find a way to get more, right? So if you get deceived and you go and sell what you have, don't be surprised at the end of this month when eventually the half-year result for Fidelity comes out, you will find this stock that is selling for 18 now at 22 naira per share. And then you must have sold at 17 or 18. So you need to know these things, and it's only in places like these that these things are exposed to you. So what do we have? We have 1895, 1890. So let's now play the game as they bring it. They create fear for people to sell off. You now take position at a very low price. So when they panic sell, you get it at a very low price and get out. So I'm looking at your 1820. Let me see how low, how far below the ladder that will take you. It will take you to just above 4 million bids before it will be your turn to be sold to. And I think that's not bad, but at this time already, 4.5 million shares have been traded. So I would say, hang on and put it at 1805, because you still have about 4.2 million stocks at 1805 and below. So let's go with 1805 and see, and hope that you now take advantage of that game that I just analyzed, and then you profit from it, right? 1805, let's see how it goes, because 4 million bids is not difficult to clear. So let them clear down to 1805 and hopefully you buy it that cheaper. Coach, okay, responded to this. So let me quickly give you some news making the rounds. First of all, the federal government savings bond for the month of June is here. I've told you severally about how you can create regular passive income. Okay, the market is looking a little bit bearish, and that's because all of this, what you call earnings season, dividend payments, and all of these things are now fading away. So it's about time to look for your bargains again, and all those stocks that were making it look like we missed the bus, maybe they will start reversing to come back to pick us on a second trip. All right, so I have my eyes on some stocks already. Fidelity is at 19. Whether it gets to 17 or not, I will not know if that is ever possible. If the price manages to stabilize a bit until this month ends, be sure to see it jump, because they are going to be posting a fantastic first half-year result. Yeah. Okay. So federal government savings bond is already out. That's it. The offer is out. You can email your stockbroker to furnish you with application form if you are interested. But remember, I told you that bond rates are beginning to reduce, and you can see from this that truly it is happening already. So whatever you lock in bonds will remain in that high rate, but as time goes on, it's now beginning to reduce. Anybody who had locked up their 3 consecutive months of investing in FGN savings bonds, you are now having better interest compared to what is applicable now. This offer is open between today and Thursday, because that's usually the case. So 2-year FGN savings bond, June 11th, it is due June 11th, 2027, 2 years, is now 16.121% per annum. It used to be 17% plus. 2-year bonds, it's beginning to reduce, and I predicted this. 3-year FGN savings bond due June 11, 2028, 17.121%. It used to be 18+%. It's reducing. So eventually, bonds will stop being attractive. And should we ever get to that point where bonds now reverts back to a single-digit interest rate, then that will be good news for the stock market, because when the bond market or the money market becomes less attractive, money begins to flow back into stocks. And that will mean a move, a bull run for the stock market. Whenever interest rate increases and the money market now looks more attractive, money leaves the stock market and goes to the bond market. So in the final analysis, it's always either a bull market or a bear market. The point is, when each one comes, you take full advantage of what it offers. A bear market means market crash, and that means a whole lot of very good companies are now affordable. There will be fear, there will be panic, but when you are in a community like this, where we leverage on my 27 years experience in this market, you have nothing to fear. If I say buy when it looks like these are bargains and there is nothing to be afraid of, then please go ahead and buy. That's the point. So opening date today, June 2nd, closing date, June 6th, settlement date, 11th. So if you invest in this savings bond now, your first coupon, which is your interest, will be paid September 11th. The next one will be paid December 11th. The next one will be paid March 11th. The next one will be paid June 11th. So you are paid 4 times every year for the entire tenure of this bond. I hope this explains this. And anybody who comes to ask about savings bond, I will be able to tell you, please go and replay the video on YouTube after it is uploaded latest on or before 6 p.m. today. So that's the way we do it. If you miss any of our live sessions, go head over to my YouTube channel and you will see all of those videos. Very, very informative and very useful market analysis and tips, including stock recommendations. So some of those prices I've been mentioning that is best to enter the best of those stocks, you may just find those prices happening to us this very month of June, right? So sharpen your cutlasses. What I mean is not your physical cutlasses, but I'm talking about keep your monies intact and get ready to strike whenever you see bargains beckoning. Yes? All right, so that's about the information regarding the federal government savings bond. And just to wrap it up, in case you are listening to me and you do not understand what savings bond is all about, then I can tell you savings bond or bond is actually a debt instrument offered by the government, and you can use it to make money by lending to the government for a period. And after that, you collect your interest during the course of the bond. Then when the bond expires, when the tenure is over, your capital returns to you. Okay? Heyitz Kaka says, hi coach, please can you elaborate on portfolio rebalancing? Okay, let me quickly respond to this question, please. Ekbat says, can we access these FGN bonds through Atlas Portfolios, coach? Absolutely. All you need to do, whether it's Atlas, that is your broker, Meristem, Morgan Capital, AfriInvest, whoever your broker is, you can actually participate and invest in the bonds by emailing them, expressing your interest to invest. All you need to do, make sure your account is funded to the tune of how much you want to invest. When they send you the form and you complete it, you put the value of the capital you are investing in your form, send back to them. Once they accept it, your investment is as good as locked in. All you need to do then is to warm up for your first interest, which will drop September 11th. Gloritzi, you can use whichever broker you are using, including Atlas Portfolios, for the FGN savings bond. So back to, hey, it's Kaka. Says I should elaborate on portfolio rebalancing. Portfolio rebalancing is the process of reassessing your portfolio You know, your portfolio is the collection of your investments that you have. Now, it's not just stocks, but if your portfolio is dominated by stocks alone, not a problem. But your portfolio, your investment portfolio could include both stocks, bonds, treasury bills, commercial papers, and what have you. So you may want to take a look, a reassessment of your portfolio by taking a look at the kind of stocks that you have, and then assess your own investment goal. Do they really meet your goals? Because a lot of times when you get started, you just seem to buy anything you like. You hear that this one is doing well, you jump in. You hear the other one is doing well, you just want to follow the trend. In the end, as you develop, getting more knowledge about the market and how it works, you now decide, okay, now I understand my strategy. My strategy is invest in small stocks and maybe penny stocks, let them grow, or invest in dividend paying stocks depending on what your preference is. And then you start eliminating those stocks that do not meet up your investment strategy or goals. So aligning your portfolio to help you better achieve your overall investment goal is what portfolio rebalancing is. Sometimes you have stocks based on what you know about them and how they fit into your portfolio. But along the line, some companies, instead of making profits that you anticipate, are now making losses. And you take another look at them and say, look, I can't continue to hold this one. It has disappointed. Maybe one eventuality or the other outside your control or their control has happened and they are now suffering. You won't keep holding on to such a stock. You take out that stock and replace it with something that has a better future and is doing better in the market. So all of those things to keeps your you do to keep your portfolio up and doing and not having any stock dragging the performance of the good ones, then that's called portfolio rebalancing. Sometimes it could mean buying some stocks that you trust very well that are very good, but you are now buying it lower because you find a good bargain to add more to what you have. Not because they are bad, but because you saw that they are now offering such stocks at very good bargains. So when you try to do all of those things to feel more comfortable with your portfolio aligning with your investment goal, then you have done the process that I refer to as portfolio rebalancing. I hope that clarifies now. Tip drops to 577, Baba Gift. This is what we have been waiting for, right? And we are in that season now where people will no longer be in a hurry. All those dividend money that have been chasing a lot of stocks, they are going to be exhausted now. And then, because there is nothing to look forward to, I told you people all these things long ago, that there will come a time after dividend payment, nothing to look forward to anymore. Stock prices will just be going left, right, and center, going sideways, not really going up, neither are they really going down. Some will even go down because people will eventually have the need to sell stocks under duress. This is the time. We are now in it. No rushing, no struggles, just watch and see. But that doesn't mean that some stocks will not continue to make strides upwards. And then the big catalyst will come by next month, between the middle and the end of next month, when second quarter result, which is the half-year results, will start coming out again. And when that starts, the best companies that you have found out and bought around this period will begin to start, gaining momentum again. Why? Because people will now start taking position towards the third quarter result and, of course, towards interim dividends. Remember, interim dividends will be paid based on the second quarter performance or the half-year result, because the second quarter of the year is still the half-year period. So interim dividends are paid from companies' performances from the half-year result. I hope you understand this. These are the details you will never get in any social media post talking about stocks. It takes someone deep into it to take you along this path to show you. Now, When it is not looking exciting, that's when everybody is quiet. Nobody is posting. If you had 1 million naira invested in this, it would have been 20 million now. All those exciting motivational posts, you won't see them no more, right? But this is actually the time we make the best investments again. Okay? So keep a date. I've told you before, if you have not hit 1 million naira in your personal net worth yet, never mind. I've got your back. We'll continue doing this and you will hit and go beyond that. If you have not hit 10 million, it is in this journey that we will ensure that your net worth crosses 10 million. If you have not crossed 100 million or you have not touched 100 million, there's always a ceiling struggling with you and your portfolio. You will go past that. That's my mandate in your life. And then you are in 100 millions and you have not hit your billion. Never mind. On this journey, we will hit it together and we will share the testimonials and celebrate with you. All right? Are there callers? Let me see. Okay, a lot of discussion is going on there. Maui is helping with a lot. Do not overpay for any stock now. So this is the lesson from current trends in the market. Do not overpay for any stock. Don't put yourself under a pressure that really doesn't exist. Coach, is it good to invest in international breweries? Hypertech international breweries. Most of those stocks have gained a lot. It's not bad to invest because most of them are actually back in profit and are really trying to build new highs in terms of stock price movement. So not bad. What I will advise you to do, because I cannot have the time to do for each stock, for your international breweries, for instance, go onto the charts and check in the last 1 year, how much was it selling and how much is it now? It should be around the highest. It should be close to the highest price it has sold in the last 1 year. In fact, let me go through the trading portal to see international breweries. You see, 9 naira 70 kobo. Most of the brewery companies started gaining a lot, and if you check the 52 weeks low, you see, and 52 weeks high. 52 weeks high is 9 naira 90 kobo. Currently 970. Very near the highest price that sold. So you just may be buying too high now because it most recently rose this high. Whereas the 52 weeks low is 3 naira 68. So you want to wait and watch and see when it dips. And I would like to see it dip to around, apologies to anybody who has it yet, but this is for somebody who is trying to get in. I would rather advise you wait to see it dip below 8 naira per share. If it doesn't till this month is drawing to a close, then you should buy it around 8 plus, but not at 9 naira 70 kobo. So just as every other stock will eventually start feeling the pinch and begin to waver, that's when to strike, right? Good day, coach. Please, for a beginner investor, which foreign stocks will you advise I buy into? Ella Olam Farms. El Olam Farms. As a beginner venturing into the U.S. market, I would rather advise that you go for a stock like Alphabet, which is Google. It's still very cheap as we speak. And then I knew that HIMS was coming down back. It's down now from the 60 that it got to. Remember, most of us took position at $28. Then we saw it rise to 50, then 60, and now it's back around, is it 40 something or so? You may want to keep an eye on HIMS and see how low it gets. Should it drop below 44? Then that's also a good time to start taking position. Remember, starting out in the US market, distance yourself from day trading. It's very dangerous. You must take time to build using swing trade or long-term stocks for a start. Create that foundation for yourself before you start playing around any other thing. Then you may want to also add a stock like Novavax. But please, everybody, don't be in a hurry to jump into the US market and buy the most expensive stocks, because the tariff war is not over. Talks between China and US is not looking very interesting. And therefore, the stock market is going to suffer another dip. So it's been a year of confusion since after Donald Trump was inaugurated. But you know what we do here? You can decide to complain and be on the side of those who end up just with complaints and nothing else. But you see, whether you are a fan of Donald Trump or not doesn't matter. In this space, what we do is take full advantage of whatever is playing out. Whether there are enemies trying to run down something, there is always something in it for you. I'll give you an instance. Assume that there is water in this bottle, but the water is this way, not full. It's either half full or half empty. I like your response here. Assume that there is water up to this level in this bottle, and tell me what you think. Is it half full or half empty? I want to see your responses. Please type for me. Half full or half empty? Just indicate by typing either half full or half empty. Just indicate half full or half empty. I want to see your comments before I proceed with my illustration. Remember, we are in a knowledge session and we must try to interact. Value Tech Gadget says half full. Joanne Knocker says half full. Okay, half full. Okay, Dozier Oremos, half full. Anywise, half full. Martin says both are correct though. Anthony says half empty. Thank you very much. Everybody seems to be jumping on the train of half full. Okay. Joanne Chioma says half empty. Thank you very much for your diverse opinion. Okay. PKO Pharmacist says half empty. NY says half empty. Alice Brand, without saying anything, just says just the use of English. I don't understand, Alice. Say something. MJ Beauty Creator says half full, coach. All right. Both correct, says Crane Acu Properties. Okay. Thank you very much for all your responses. Okay, I'm seeing some feedbacks. Both are correct just from your own point of view. Exactly, that's the point we're making. I'm trying to elaborate and really get whose point of view is what. Casey says half empty. Movie Boss says half full. Both are correct. It's just the use of English. Alice, say something. Alice Brand, please say something. You are repeating yourself. Is it half full or half empty? You must say something. You can't be on the fence. Pick one, and you have your reason why you are picking that. So pick one correct one. We just want one. We don't want both. Half empty. Now I've made Alice to pick half empty out of half full. All right. Thank you very much. For someone with an optimistic view, definitely half full. That's from the matured investor. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your perspective in life eventually aligns with your subconscious mind, and then whatever hormones that is triggered is a result of what position you choose. Half full, half empty is correct, but when you say it is half empty, knowingly or unknowingly to you, you are speaking from a pessimistic viewpoint. You are seeing it half empty, which is more pessimistic than seeing it half full. And those two positions can actually determine a whole lot of what happens in your mindset. As correct as half empty is, it can create some level of fear and lack because it's about to finish. That's what that thing does to you internally. Half empty. Empty means finish. Finish means risk of running out. When you have a mindset of half full, you kind of instigate some hormones in your body that gives you the motivation and inspiration to stay on and believe and have hope, half full. And that is what happens when you are faced with situations. We react differently based on what is triggered within us. So wealth is more of a mindset thing before it even happens physically before you. So I'd like you to take that optimistic view about life. Where am I driving at? People will complain Donald Trump is causing problems in the economy by all of these policy flip-flops. Never a definite direction, and it's causing confusion. The investing public doesn't like this. Stock prices are crashing. Blah, blah, blah. Are you correct? Yes. But guess what? In the midst of that complaint, people have made money. We were right here when I said, buy Google, $154. Eventually, Google climbed above that. We were here when I said, buy NVIDIA, $94. What happened? It jumped back, currently $130-something. We were here, the same thing with Palantir, the same thing with HIMS. There was even something else that happened to HIMS. At that point, it wasn't Donald Trump's trade war policy. It was a situation of HIMS being attacked for their principles and so on. And then, of course, we heard that Amazon was announcing they were going to also be doing cosmetics, the real business that HIMS does. Amazon was now going to be doing cosmetics and delivering. And you know, once Amazon gets into this your business space, it's a big threat. And suddenly, everybody started dumping HIMS shares because they feel that's a big threat. A big shark is in the ocean. Everybody run away. HIMS collapsed from 40-something to $22, $23 per share. And I said, wow. Nothing has gone wrong in the fundamentals of this business, but everybody is scared. Now, this is the time to buy HIMS. Check through my Instagram posts. You will see where HIMS was mentioned. So every time the market presents fear and all that, as justified as it looks, there is a positive from whence you should look if you must make money and not lose money. Typical example I recall, 2020, 5 years ago, COVID struck the entire world. Stock markets were crashing like never before. GT Bank collapsed to 13 Naira. Zenith Bank, the same thing. All those stocks crashed. All those who didn't fear and see it as half empty, then were able to summon the courage to buy. And then today, that same GT code that people bought sold at 13 and 15 is currently what? 70 Naira, 60-something Naira. How about the foreign markets? That was when I saw most of the biggest companies crashing. But even if you were afraid of buying those companies that are crashing, How about the ones that were now gaining their attention in the same stock market? So while some were crashing, some were rising. So all those manufacturers of hand sanitizers, you know how sanitizers sold. Sanitizers became one of the most sought after items, even in Nigeria. What you used to buy 1,500 sanitizer, small 500 ml bottle, was now selling for 4,000 naira per bottle because nobody wants to die. So sanitizer manufacturers, nose mask manufacturers, vaccine companies, that's most of these biotech companies that were now doing research to look for vaccines against COVID, all those stock prices started shooting. That's not all. Stay-at-home stocks, that's what I call them. You know, suddenly, because of social distancing, everybody was staying at home. Those stay-at-home stocks, like Zoom, that everybody was now using to do conference calls and having their official meetings. Come on now. Zoom went from $14 to $400 per share. Netflix blew over the roof also because people were now more relaxed, staying at home, looking for what to do, so they were spending money on Netflix. Netflix recorded the highest boom in terms of viewership and subscriptions. Boom, the stock price skyrocketed. So there is always a positive situation to benefit from in the midst of negatives. That's how I want to conclude this. From this moment, stop seeing things half full, half empty. See them half full. When you see them half full, it gives you the hope and the courage to go in there and look for what is positive in this thing. Fidelity Bank suffered persecution. I'm not here to speak for them. I'm here to tell you that in that crisis, there is money. And take advantage of this knowledge for your own well-being. This is how I have stayed in this stock market for 27 years. While people run away, we are in it, and we continue to dig out the gold from the rubbles. Wow, thank you very much. Even me who is speaking, I'm enjoying the word. How much more you? If you are getting something there, say sense. Type sense, 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 sense. Let me go back to your questions now. Sense. I want to see sense. If somebody is hearing me, say sense. Okay, the matured investor, thank you very much. I see you there. Thank you, Dozie. Thank you, everybody. We are actually conveying the winning mentality in the stock market to you. That's what I'm doing. Practically, I'm giving you the winning mentality in the stock market. Dangote has not left his companies, in spite of the fact that Dangote Sugar and NASCON dropped from 18 naira that they got to last year. They have not left it. Will you now run away? No. While the stock is even struggling in price, it is still paying dividend. NASCON paid dividends. So you collect the dividend, buy more low, because it will eventually fire back up. That's the truth. Please, which Nigerian stocks can we hop in on? Rachel is asking. The point is, what do you want? Long-term, short-term? I don't do short-term too much because at that point, it is up to you to decide. But if you are looking for Nigerian stocks, like I said, this is the time to sharpen your cutlasses. What do I mean? Stockpile and watch. Opportunity is coming again. All the excitement about buy here, buy there, so you can take bonus, qualification date, blah, blah, blah. All those things are as good as over. So the stock market will now be dragging. And so it's opportunity time again. Let's take a look at what's happening and let me start speaking about some of these stocks that you can buy, right? Okay, now we see Zenith having hit 49, it's back to 48. And the best price to buy Zenith is if you find it around 47 or below. Very good price. By the time the second quarter result or half year result of Zenith comes out towards the middle of next month or end of next month, it should not be selling for anything less than 50, 55. Okay, that's about Zenith. So you still have a lot of waiting to do just in case we experience any kind of market downturn. That's on the premium board. Access Bank is at 21.85. Anything under 22 is still fair for Access. Forget about the promises they made that they were going to improve on dividend payouts. But if they do, that will be awesome. So watch out for Access. Should it drop to 20 and below, good price to buy. And then I'm noticing a little bit of wake up in Dangote Cement. But I'm not convinced because the bid and offer status has not shown me anything to hang on to that. Currently trading just 5 kobo above the previous price, but we still have 1.1 million offers versus 462,000 bids. So Dangote Cement can still be bought for something as low as maybe 430 or 440, right? So these are not the stocks that you should be going for at the moment. And then another thing is we need to know how much you are looking at investing in the market. So we've seen a stock like TIP drop to 577, but is back up right now to 610. So the shaking has started. Whether it will last on top of 6, we will know now, right? Amy Likes says, but Access isn't paying dividend. That's discouraging for dividend investors. Amy Likes, Access actually paid dividend. In fact, they paid dividend twice. Just that their dividend payment does not align or compete favorably with a stock like UBA, which is its peer in the banking industry. How about buying Unicell Interlinked? I have never taken a close look at Unicell and how healthy their finances are. Rachel is asking what's going on with Transcorp. Well, Transcorp, nothing much, just silence. People are really not impressed with the dividend they declared after the reconstruction. But you know what happens with Tony Elumelu's outfits. He recently bought billions of shares of UBA, meaning I am suspecting that the rights issue may be overpriced again so they can collect more and leave minority shareholders or retail investors like you and me abandoning our rights. Rebuild and Rise says, Coach, the situation you explained about Fidelity Bank stock, isn't that market manipulation? Well, not exactly, but it can be construed to mean market manipulation. But you can't really, you don't have the facts, right? So you can't do nothing. There is also something called market makers, and that is legitimate in the market. Everybody knows it's not illegal. So a lot of things happens, but you just look at these things and you can be able to tell. And the important thing is protect yourself by looking for ways to make the most profit as occasion presents itself. Sir, please, does NIDF not move? Ray TV. Every stock has its own time. NIDF is still at that stage where the market is really watching to see their consistency. It's not been long they got quoted on the stock exchange, and so the market is still watching. And they've displayed consistency for like 2 years now and still counting. When the market focuses on it, I hope that you'll be well positioned. In any case, while the stock price is not moving, it is giving out consistent dividend payouts. And so you take that dividend, buy more now that the price is not moving, because when it moves, it becomes more difficult to buy. Coach, I bought Silo Pharma when you recommended some months ago and it's low. Please check for me. What is Silo Pharma, please? Okay, a foreign stock. What's that? Silo. Can you indicate the ticker symbol, please? Coach, what price can I enter RDL and NIDF? NIDF, I would say stay at 112 for NIDF. RDL is currently 500. Wow. Was selling for less than 500. Even though it has 1.9 million shares on offer with just 225,000 bidded for, it's really not crashing. Maybe, just maybe, you could bid maybe 488 for RDL. Official Victor, I think anything under 500, it's a good buy for RDL. Golfing Queen, thank you very much for the follow. If you are not following me, you are losing money. Golfing Queen, you're very much welcome. And I'm sure you will begin to get value as you follow what's happening here and applying yourself to it. VFD Group is here to give out its bonus shares. Yes, we are not in a hurry at all. Let the price keep climbing. Amy Like says, what will be the likely impact of recent acquisition by Access Bank in Kenya? Well, the impact will be that they will keep having a swollen balance sheet. So they will keep growing and being the #1 biggest bank in terms of assets, total assets. But you know what? Total assets is not everything. How about the liabilities? Because they are also buying up liabilities in those banks. So by the time you check the liabilities and the assets, the assets, what you get as their net worth will now show you how efficient they are as a bank and how healthy they are. And that's where banks like GT Bank, Zenith Bank, and Stanbic IBTC, those other ones now tower above them. So it's not about how large the assets are. How about the liabilities? How are you managing them? All right. After the reconstruction, our shares were quartered. Yes, Rachel, that's the problem. After the reconstruction, the stock price was quadrupled, right? And then the quantity of stocks you had was now reduced. So everybody went through that. It's a general phenomenon. Even the owners had to go through that adjustment. So by the time you check that price post-reconstruction times the reduced quantity, it's still the same value. The point now is the market is not impressed with the dividend paid out, in spite of the fact that the shares outstanding was now reduced from 40 billion shares to 10 billion shares. So why couldn't Transcorp, for instance, pay out 10 billion naira as dividend, in the process paying 1 naira per share, instead of, is it the 60 kobo or something that they paid? And so the market is still just watching and waiting. But you know what? That could also be a ploy to let people get impatient and sell off, so they can amass enough of that stock at that price. As we speak now, Transcorp is at 43 naira per share, and that's far less than the pre-reconstruction price of 11 naira, because from the pre-reconstruction price of 11, when this adjustment was made, the stock price now became 44 naira. So since last year, after reconstruction, you mean Transcorp has not added value to the extent it is even less than the 44 naira post-reconstruction? Because that is the equivalent of 11 naira that it was. So Transcorp is actually equivalent of less than 11 now, which is not so. But you see, this is how the market sometimes becomes irrational, and then you take advantage of this. While you are worried because you have held for so long, others might just look at it as an opportunity and jump in and now stay and wait. And that's why I said in this market, actually, Beyond the stocks, we are not trading stocks, we are trading patience. Where your patience stops is where the next person who will come and buy from you's patience begins. So it's a game of patience. And then you have the right not to sell, even in your frustration. And then maybe that decision can now be rewarded when Tony decides to come back again to mop up more Transcorp shares. I hope it's clear now. Coach, the situation you explained, okay, I think I've responded to that. WAPIC versus Nemet, please. They are completely different industries. I'd like you to understand this. As a seasoned investor in the stock market, do not compare companies of the same sector side by side to make an investment decision. Because the overhead costs are going to be different, regulations are different, and so will eventually impact the financial performances of these companies differently. So if you want to now use a metric like price earnings ratio to judge two companies of different sectors, you're going to make a mistake in your conclusion. WAPIC is an insurance company. Nemet is a pharmaceutical company. And Nemet is actually making losses. So the ball is in your court. Dr. Twu says, I have access and want to sell off. Where should I face? Why do you want to sell access? Tired of waiting? Well, if you want to sell access, go into the food, the fast-moving consumer goods sector. That's one sector that is going to continue to boom. And if you really want a specific recommendation, I would say go for UAC or Cadbury, especially UAC at 33, Cadbury at 36. Can you answer me, sir? Can I buy Aradel official talk? Before you came, I've already mentioned Aradel is okay to buy. Please go ahead and buy. Good afternoon, sir. Please, what's the best price to enter custodian? For me, after that heavy transaction, I would say 20. Otherwise, I was mentioning 17 before now. So maybe that 17 era may have passed, but you never know. Anybody can still come down to sell down. That's your Bunny says, should I buy Vitafoam or Qtix today? Vitafoam is about to run, by the way. It has stayed a while at 50, 54 and so on. Let's see. I think you should rather buy Vitafoam, 54.90 now, down from the 55, but there is 1.9 million bids, and that's not a joke, versus 687,000 offers. Okay, I have callers. Let's listen to some calls. Donald Ngam.
Hello, good afternoon, Coach.
Hello, Donald. Hello, Donald. Can you hear me? Hello. Nse Ikbat says, Coach, please, any update on Charm 1-for-1 offer and also Dangote Refinery being listed on NGX? Sir, where did you get the information for Charms 1-for-1? What we hear is Charms may be planning to do a rights issue, not a 1-for-1 rights or bonus at all. No information so far for Dangote Refinery listing. So how about livestock feed? You recommend LEDCA? They are doing great. Official Victor, if you have livestock, just hold it. If you sell now, you may not be able to buy it at any better price than you did earlier. Shoyinks says, is Bua cement okay at 80? I would say you could even buy it as low as maybe 78. Norwich says UBA is 35 now. Should one buy? I still think you can buy less than 35. Coach, which of these industries is more promising? Looking at Presco and Okomo for example. Industry, both of them are in the same industry, the oil palm industry, $1 billion annual revenue industry. Great place to invest. And then, of course, Presco is always my preference, even though Okomo is cheaper now. Okomo is older, but the future is for Presco. Do you know that Presco actually has a rubber plantation in Calabar? We have not finished discovering this Presco. At least with the noises I have made about Presco in this place, I'm sure some of you have enough Presco from when I kept talking about it at 450 or so. Currently 900 and something. I am now thinking of increasing my stake. You can imagine? For as low as I had it, I want to buy more at 900 and something. Just so that I don't regret not topping up when it goes beyond 1,000 per share. Coach, are you saying we should buy Transcorp? Dali G, I'm not saying you should buy Transcorp. I'm just giving you an idea of what may play out. And then the ball is in your court to decide what to do. It's all about your patience levels. Sometimes some people need the money to do something else. They want it to grow faster somewhere else and may be tired of waiting for one. But a lot of times also, what we have seen play out is that just when you decide that I'm tired, I'm fed up, to hell with this stock, and then as you sell, boom, the stock takes off and you start checking around for your village people. Where are they? Are they after me? Because the moment I clicked on the button, sell, and then the stock price evaporates. All right. We have another caller. Mos, you are the next. Yemisi Akombi is laughing. Busy not so. Hello. 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 Okay. Sir, I've registered with Atlas, but up till now, I haven't got their response. Engineer Bright, can you confirm by checking your spam mailbox and get back to me here? Coach, do you think QTIX can still rise? Okay, let's go and see what's happening with QTIX. QTIX, QTIX actually dropped very low today, went on full offer, was selling for 308, which was the least price that it can sell for today. But it has bounced back. There are now 791,000 offers for QTIX, and it's at 311 at the moment. Well, QTIX will still go down and go up again. How low it will go, we don't know. Dali G says, I have long-term patience level. I buy for long term. Perfect. This is the place for you, this stock market. Okay, we have another caller, K Black. Hello, K Black. Can you hear me?
Hello, Coach. Hello, Coach. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach. Yeah.
Your name and where you're streaming from?
Okay. My name is Ali, and I'm streaming from Birmingham.
Ali from Birmingham. Thank you very much for joining. Go ahead.
Pleasure, Coach. Coach, I've been following for quite a while now, and I've created my Atlas portfolio. So, I want to know, Atlas portfolio, does it do international stocks and all that?
No, they are Nigerian stocks only.
Okay, so I'll just use that for my Nigerian stocks. So I'm trying to create my traded 212 for international stocks, right?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. So I would like to know more of how to formation on how to invest on treasury bills, stocks and bonds, the duration for future purposes and wealth chain for the children, stuff like that.
All right. Bonds depends on the duration of whatever bond is on offer. Currently, we have savings bond, 2 years and 3 years, 16 and 17% per annum.
Okay, okay.
Sukuk bond just ended last month. Sukuk bond was 19.75, 7 years.
Wow, wow, wow.
Then we
So,
have treasury bill maximum tenor is 365 days.
okay, okay. So they will pay you the percentage gain on your capital, right?
Now, for throughout the existence of the offer, the life span or the tenor, you'll be receiving those interests annually. But for the long-term bonds, they pay you every 6 months, half of it. So if it's a 7 year, 10 year, 15 or 20 year bond, for the 20 years, you'll be receiving every 6 months half of the full interest. Then at the
Okay,
end of the tenor, if it's 20, 10, 7 years, at the end of the tenor, your capital drops back to you. That's the way bonds work, whether it is the short-term 2 or 3 year bond or the long-term bond.
okay,
That's also similarly how treasury bills works. Your capital returns to you at the end of the tenor. The difference is your treasury bill interest is paid to you upfront. 24 hours after you invest in treasury bills, you will receive your interest. So you go and enjoy while the capital is waiting to be returned to you at the expiration of the tenor. And treasury bills has maximum 365 days.
so what's the risk on stock and shares?
Say again.
What are the risks involved in
You
stocks
can
and
lose
shares?
money in stocks. Simple.
Okay,
But if you know what you are doing, you will use it to your advantage. And that's what we are doing here.
okay, okay, okay. So now my question is, if I want to invest on something of, I want to have one in my portfolios in different duration of stocks, in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and 10
Stocks
years.
have no duration. You determine how long you hold it. As far as the business is functioning, and it can actually function for the rest of your life, meaning you can hold for the rest of your life and you can you can actually even just continue to earn the dividends from it.
Okay.
The whole idea is building a portfolio of stocks that will last beyond your lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's the plan.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, wonderful coach. Alfredo, you are more wonderful even. Says, I would like to dump 1 million into Dan Cement and NIDF. What's your thoughts, please? I love the idea of the word dump, meaning you just want it there for the long term and let it work harder for you. Who am I to say no? Please go ahead and dump. That means I should wait because at my end price is currently 530. Don't wait, just put in your bid at 480 or something like that, 488. They will sell to you, coach, what do I do with my Owando stock? Oh, Owando has given some people joy, but many people misery. Two things: sell it off, buy something more proactive, recover from every kind of setbacks you have ever suffered with that stock. And every time I remember Owando, I feel like the best stock to buy by selling that Owando is to buy Dangote Sugar or Vitafoam. Or stay on there and try to wait to see what becomes of that stock. If I were in your shoes, everybody I've advised about Owando, I think you should damn the consequences, sell that stock, buy Vitafoam, or buy Dangote Sugar, or even buy a stock like, I need something that will rebound fast, a stock like maybe Cadbury or UACL. Is it advisable to get NACO? Please get NACO. Anything now that is selling at 77, should it drop to 75, whatever, just buy your NACO, because NACO is eventually going to head off to 100 Naira when the market revives again. Coach, I get coconut head, oh, I won't sell if I have one, though. I will just leave it and invest elsewhere. Well, Maui, the decision in the end is yours. The point is, some people can be weary, some can wait. Okay? So the patience level is different. And in order for some who can't wait not to develop BP or have unrest, then I advise them to move on. Anybody who has concerns that they need Atlas portfolios to clear, Atlas is very well up and doing in the live session today. So feel free to interact with your beloved proactive stockbrokers. They are online right now with us, and today's session as usual. BUA versus Lafarge, which would you pick for that sector? I'll quickly go with Lafarge, even though I decided to buy BUA to sit down and wait. Quickly, because Lafarge may conclude what they are trying to do regarding the majority shareholders being bought out by a new investor, therefore making room for the chance for minority shareholders to also participate in some price appreciation. But I think at this price that Lafarge is, I am having the feeling that I would rather go with BUA instead, especially knowing that I can buy the BUA at 75 or 77, since Lafarge is already 85 or something like that. K Bank says, Owando gave me both joy and lessons, which he calls pain. Exactly the point I made. Feyi says, good day, coach. My Atlas portfolios was locked and I'm trying to contact them, but no response. Atlas, please help us. Feyi, can you join us on TikTok so Atlas can chat with you on the comment section? Or could you give your full name so I can share with Atlas? Tao Medic says, I'm using Atlas but want to change the bank details. Was originally linked to my account. All right, Atlas portfolios, at this point, I think I should bring you up so you can be able to speak to some of us on Instagram, since they are not on TikTok, to be able to chat with you. So I have two concerns I'm trying to treat. Tao Medics says, He wants to change his bank details. Hello, Atlas. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach. Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, so sorry. Can you?
Yeah, for the person that wants to change his bank details, is it with Atlas or with the registrars for dividend payment?
I think it's with Atlas or both.
All right, with Atlas, you just need to update your account in-house while we adopt that. For dividend payment, sometimes it's quite a long process because normally once you open an account with CSCS, it is the duty of CSS to transmit your data to all of the registrars. That's why sometimes you see that some people don't mandate their accounts and they get dividends automatically. So CSCS and the registrars, they work in line with each other. So for you to change the existing bank details you have now with all of those registrars, you have to write a letter to each and every one of them. So it means if you are appointing us to do that, we have to go to each of the registrars, submit those letters one after the other, then probably keep following up for them to adopt in their system. Otherwise, you can fill another mandate form alongside with a letter to change your bank details. You forward to them via email and copy us while we do a follow up on your behalf. So that's a solution for change of bank, the registrars.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure Tom Medics heard you. There is also Akudo Onyedo, who says she's registered, submitted her form, I guess, but hasn't gotten feedback from Atlas. And it's been 72 hours. So what do you have to say? Akudo Onyedo.
They can send us a message on WhatsApp. CSS portal has been lagging a lot, and I'm sure it's because of the pressure they are also facing from different brokers. We are working tirelessly. We work day and night to open accounts, and I'm here on the portal. I can't just be showing everybody to come and see, but in house we know what we face and how we will follow up with them to work on this account openings. But the person can send us a message on WhatsApp and let me confirm if the account is ready or we need to still follow up. So they just have to bear with us. We are also trying our best, and I'm sure CSS is doing that also. But the portal is taking a lot of information, and sometimes it lags behind. So we apologize for this, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Akudo, it's up to you to send them a message via WhatsApp. And then we have Fei. Fei says, my Atlas portfolio was locked. And I'm trying to contact them, but no response. Fei says that. What shall we do for Fei?
Yeah, I think I've resolved that issue. I've done that like maybe 2 minutes ago.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, could you type the WhatsApp number? Akudo Oyedo needs it so I can read it out. And Akudo, please get set. I'm going to read it out since you are not on TikTok, so you can avail yourself. That's the number 07025005058. 07025005058. Akudo, Onyido, and any other person who uses Atlas portfolios, please take note of these numbers. It's their WhatsApp number. You can always chat them up on WhatsApp to get issues resolved very fast. Once again, the number is 0702 500 5058. Rachel says, it seems I'm the only one using Afro Investor here. Well, I don't think so, but you better make up your mind. Coach, please, I'm trying to register with Atlas Portfolios. I'm supposed to register with CSCS and get a CHN, or Atlas Portfolio is the one to register my CSCS. Why are you bothering yourself with all these things? Just, if you don't have CSCS and CHN number, forget it. The process of opening your brokerage account will eventually lead them to create a CHN and CSCS number for you if you don't have. So don't bother. Skip those things. Go ahead and submit your form. I want to speak with Atlas. Nikki Ma'am. Nikki Ma'am, call in then. You want to speak with Atlas? I'm looking for you on the queue. You two can also call in, whichever comes first. Still looking for Nikki Ma'am, okay? Nikki Ma'am, okay, I can see you there. Atlas, you have a caller, just stay on so you can speak with Nikki Ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Tell us your name
Hello,
and
can
where.
you hear me? Okay, my name is Nkechinyere. I'm calling from Abuja.
Kechinyere from Abuja.
So, this
Or joining.
about my dividend. Since last month, I have been going to and fro to the bank to submit form. So, I've been submitting form through Zenith Bank. After submitting, I've not been receiving any feedback.
What form
I've
are you
not been
submitting
receiving
to the
any
bank?
feedback. So, but earlier this May now, I received dividend from Arade through my Fidelity Bank account instead of the Zenith Bank that I opened with. So I don't know, but I bought stock on March. I've not received any dividend from since March, but the Arade that I bought recently, I've received it. I've received the dividend
So
just last month through my Fidelity Bank account instead of the Zenith Bank.
it means it's
So
not.
I don't know what could be the problem.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Fortunately, Kechinyere can't hear. So Atlas, please could you respond? The question is
Okay, coach. I think I'm aware of this person's issue. The issue comes up when you want to open an account and probably your BVN is not linked to the account details you dropped for us to open an account. Then we proceed to ask you for alternative bank account. So once we provide that to CSCS and is linked, your account will be approved. So I'm sure that's the case of this person. You registered with Zenith, but we reached out to you because the portal is not accepting that bank account you provided because your BVN is not linked to it. Like I said, if you want to change your bank account for dividend payment, there are processes to it, and like it's now up to the customer to be ready for the wait period. That's just the truth. But if there are no issues you receiving dividend in that same bank account, why not just adopt it? My opinion. But if you feel you still don't want to maintain it, you can still reach out to us. Let's take you through the process of changing the bank account. And for the outstanding dividends you have not received, if I think the issue with this person is this person was unable to mandate via the NIPS portal, and I gave the option of submitting via the bank stamps it, and you send back to the registrar via mail. But if it is not working, maybe we'll do a one-on-one call and let's see how we can mandate via the NIPS portal. Maybe that will work better for her.
Thank you very much. I don't think she's hearing directly from her earpiece because she's not responding, but I hope that clarifies her. All right, we have Clean in the building. Hello,
Hello, Coach.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. My
Your
name is
name? Coming from as usual.
My name is Chris, calling from Lagos.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. It's good to have you again.
Yes, coach. Coach, thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you for all that you have done.
My pleasure, sir. What have I done again?
I received my Aradel dividends, and I was like, "Is this for me or what?" So that goes to show that these things you're saying they are true and they are real.
Clean money, clean. No quarrel, no fighting.
Yes, they are real. So that is it. So I really appreciate you so much, and I'm really firing up to buy more and more and more. Honestly, because as usual, I know my blood is always hot all the time. So
High temperature pressure.
yes, sir. So, sir, I have a concern regarding my friend, and I think Atlas is there. Regarding my friend DJ Shanti, which is that bought shares for him, in the 80s, and which he has done the process. He has sent the form. They have filled all the forms. So they did the global search and all that, but it's been taking so long and so much time, and he's beginning to lose interest in the whole thing. So I'm just encouraging him that he should not worry. This takes time, it's a process and all that. And whenever he tries to reach Atlas, they say he should hold on, So he's becoming so tired of the whole thing, because I told him to start up the process for that of his mom and his sister, but he's saying no, he has to get through with his own stuff. So I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if I may ask Atlas why the delay. Why the delay? So that's just a concern, because he's just losing interest totally about the whole thing. But I'm just telling him, hold on, don't worry.
Before Atlas responds,
Okay.
I'm surprised to hear that he's losing interest in something there was no hope in before. So, and the fact is, the moment he loses interest and leaves it, it will never happen. It can only happen if he stays on putting in the efforts that should make it happen.
All right.
And it doesn't require him to go up and down, exerting too much energy. It's all about correspondence, email, phone call, or chat via WhatsApp, and so on. That should, because the value or money involved, it's not what you just relax. You have to work for it.
Yeah, that's true.
And coming from stocks bought since 1980 in the 80s, it's not yesterday. People are looking for an opportunity to press for something like this on the works. They don't have it. And then that decision to keep his mother and his sister's own pending is not the right one. So does he want to go through this process, finish his own, and start afresh? To start getting discouraged when he starts that waiting process again. Not correct.
That's right.
All at once, let them see. And it may even help his case, because it's now clear that, okay, it's not just one person who's trying to claim something. This is the other child involved, plus the mom. It makes more sense. At the moment, some registrars will be worried and concerned. Could this be somebody who is trying to short-circuit the system to collect what does not belong to him? But by the time he now follows up with his sister's own and his mom's own, they will look like, okay, it's looking more like a family affair. And then they might seek the final submission of his broker. So that's my opinion on that.
Okay.
Atlas, could you respond, please?
Well, coach, I think it's a lot here, and I might not be able to give a full a full report on this particular issue. But I think I'll suggest the subject person can put a call through if he's in the live section, maybe after the live section, and indicate he wants to speak with the person that's the representative of Atlas on TikTok. Then I can pick it up from there. I might not be able to give a full report of what it is now, but these things take processes from the registrar, from one offices to another, from one verification to another. So let the person just reach out and let me confirm the status from my team.
Right.
Right. Thank
Pass that,
you.
pass that to him. I'll pass that to him.
All right, sir. Enjoy your day.
Coach, thank you so much. God bless.
God bless you too. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're here talking, MTN is chasing towards 300 naira per share. Currently, MTN is at MTN, as we speak, has jumped from 280 to 292 per share. A stock that did not pay 1 naira dividend last year is what is still rising like this. It's okay. Coach, good afternoon. Please, would you talk about NACO, if it is a good buy or we should wait? Buy some NACO now, wait if it drops anything lower than 77 and buy more. Then stay patient. Baba Gift says stocks of late 80s and you are losing interest. If only he knows how much he will be getting. Baba Gift, it will even interest you to note that in this same process, few weeks after he started filing, he called in and told us money has started dropping. So I don't know if it's his own unclaimed dividend or his dad's unclaimed dividend that dropped for him. So something has already happened, but maybe it happened too quickly and raised this hope that everything will be done almost immediately. So it's not like nothing has happened. He saw money drop and he came back, called in, excited to say, wow, this thing has started working. He also started receiving alerts. And then suddenly, that's why I made that comment that he's discouraged. So what will now happen? He will now not have what is due him because of discouragement. No, wake up, man. Wake up. All right. Any advice on buying shares with ICO? ICO? Well, ICO was heavily diluted. And we're hearing they will do share reconstruction or something like that, or share buyback. Joy says, Coach, what stock are we buying today? What stocks do you have? Sometimes you are supposed to be consolidating on what you have, right? But let me see what stock is looking good today. At this point, I'm not in a hurry to buy nothing. I'm going to wait and watch and see how low the markets get between now and the middle of this month to the end of this month. June, I will stay back, pile on any cash coming, and really watch. If tip doesn't go below 6, I will stay and wait until it goes below 6. Then I'll buy. Yeah. If QTix doesn't go below 3, I'll wait this month, maybe to go below 3. Apologies to anybody who wants it higher than that, but the bus driver has to come and pick some of us and take us to the promised land. VFD is doing very well, absolutely very well. Look at beats at 18 naira. And somebody amongst us here bought this VFD at 15. Was it last week or so? we have snipers in this place. We train ourselves to have an eye for bargains, and when we see, we strike. That's what we do. Oh, so they've sold down UPDC down to below 3. So UPDC at 297 now, not bad. Nobody realized that UCAP closed at 20 on Friday, though it's down to 1950 now. So you have a stock like USC and you can buy at 33 if you want. And then I'm comfortably waiting, patiently waiting for Red Star Express at somewhere around 6. I want that stock around 6, Red Star Express, under 7. Currently, though, it's 8. But we're in a market where you never say never. I've told you I'm personally waiting to see if Presco can be bought at 800 plus, under 900. If it doesn't, I won't wait till next month before I top up on my Presco, irrespective of the fact that I have Presco already. Atkins is asking, hello coach, is Charms a good long-time investment plan, please? Absolutely it is. We are all in that bus and patiently waiting. Jatolysis, that's exactly what I'm doing. What stocks to buy? At the moment, what happened with, okay, that's it. NACO is now 77. Not a bad entry price. Hopefully it just stays friendly. That's one other stock I may want to also top up on. Livestock, should it come below 9, will be a good buy. Livestock, below 9. So 8 naira, 75 kobo, 8 naira, 80 kobo is a good buy for livestock. And it's possible today. So before our very eyes, Honeywell floor, having been sold down to 17 earlier when the market opened, is now back at 20. So somebody has bought at 17 and already has made 3 naira or something close to that today. Honeywell floor, now 20 naira per share with 2.8 million bids. I am waiting for FTN Cocoa at 2 naira 20 kobo and below. And maybe, just maybe, this season we are in, there could be a market lull, and then in the process, we may be able to pick up some of these stocks. 5 minutes before we close in today's live session. Yeah, Maui bought at 15. VFD says it's surprising him. You see that? But as at the time he was buying, it must have looked like a big risk. In fact, it must have dropped below 15 because I remember it got to 15, got to 14, went back to 15, got back to 14, got back up. You see, it's part of this thing. That's why if you have not developed the balls to watch your stock in red sometimes, or your portfolio in red sometimes, you may not have the ingredient to stay in stocks until you make huge money. Thank you very much, those who have just joined, and thank you very much. One thing I'd like to let you know is if you are not following me, you are losing money. This is where we develop the discipline to grow money, and the money now takes care of us. Listen, the money you save today is the money that will save you tomorrow. there will come a time when you can't walk again because they will tell you you are too old, 60, retire. Even if you are still the most energetic person in the building, you will have to go. So what do you do with the remaining 30 more years of your life? I would prefer to now visit all of the parts of the world that I could not visit. In any case, I am a retiree already. Not up to 50 years old, but I'm retired. So I'm just consulting and having my time. That's what wealth can do for you. Build wealth, then you have all the time in this world to do the best things that you have passion for. So not everybody is out there in this economy slaving for money, and that should not be you also. You must find a way to end this labor. This rat race must end, and I want it to happen quickly in your life, but you can't if you do not have a portfolio of investments servicing your needs. Akombi Yemisi says, I want to be like Coach O when I grow up. Even me, I want to be like certain people when I grow up. That's how I found myself here. And I'm too convinced that many people will catch this light and it will work for them. You will suddenly walk out of, I've told you before why I want you to be rich, so you can walk out of any situation that you are not happy with. You will suddenly have the courage and confidence to walk out of situations. Can I tell you this? There's something called, before you resign from a job, there's something called transition period. That transition period, let's assume that you are doing something you don't love right now, but you have to do it because you need money to pay your rent, to sustain yourself, and so on. While doing that job, all you need to do, make sure you are moving some money, at least 30% investing regularly. Within 5-10 years, you would have been done. And then before you transit, leaving whatever job you are doing, you could now proceed with setting up something from the investment that you have made. Now go in, launching full force into that thing as you transit from what you were doing, because the human body does not like idleness. So you can't be so active and suddenly become dormant. You may fall sick, but there is still something you can be doing regularly and having more pleasure than what you are doing now on the job that you have. Right? That's it. Currently, Tony Elumelu is enjoying what he does now, going around the world, attending conferences, discussing deals, meeting with leaders, both leaders of nations and captains of industry all across the world. That is much more pleasurable to him than sitting down as MD of the bank. Every day you must be there handling one meeting or the other, motivating staff, shouting up and down, pushing for deposits and all that. He's surely enjoying his life now. That's what you can do also. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2 p.m. Nigerian time. But you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes so I can look at these other comments that just dropped, and then we shut down. It's already 2 p.m. I'll have to take my leave, but let me see this. Can I have one-on-one with you, please? Jayos, very well. Just send me a DM on Instagram, and we'll go through how to go about that. One-on-one helps me to really hear you out, work out a strategy that best suits your criteria, and then we design a portfolio, and then you follow suit with the instruction, depending on how long you enroll for. But that's a paid coaching session, if that's what you want. Coach wants to be like Tony Elumelu. Osita Lawrence. Of course, we all want to have our freedom and enjoy what we are doing. So I'm not alone in this. Coach, it's working for us already. God bless you. Thank you very much. Olori Cars. Thank you very much for that feedback. It just has to work. Clean says, I'm happy I met Coach. Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much, Clean. Hey, it's Kaka, says Coach, seeing some of the stocks when they were lower then, but can't buy all. To buy at current price is so hard. Hey, it's Kaka. Tell me about those stocks. in my DM. It looks like you love the stocks because of the quality, but now it's looking like it's raising. Send me a DM on Instagram. Let me go through them and see. Sometimes, just sometimes, some of these wonderful stocks can drop at certain value zones I can point out to for you. So you look out for when they drop at that price, and then you take position and be happy. If you want that, just send me a DM on Instagram listing those stocks. I'm really happy when I look at my portfolio. That's the point. That's what we want. Joy and happiness. Coach, I've caught this light. Oh, I am business oriented, but my business lifestyle has changed. Exactly. So happy I meet him too. Thank you very much. Akombi Amisi. Coach, please, risk tolerance. What shall we use? High, low, or medium? Depends on your age bracket at this moment. If you are in your late 40s and 50s, then low risk. If you are in your early 30s to 40s, medium. Then if you are in your 20s to 30s, high risk. Why? Time is on your side. You misfire, you have time to recover and learn from the lessons thereon. But we are not saying you will misfire. The beautiful thing is that you have enough time to build. Even if you don't misfire, you keep building and building before you approach where you now begin to mitigate against risks to an extent. Coach, how do I check for live stocks? Depends on what platform you are using. Joseph Mbosi, I use Atlas Portfolios, and that affords me the opportunity to do so. Alton John, thank you so much. I'm new here, sir. I want to invest, sir. What are the procedures, sir? Omega Cubana. Send me a DM and forward a link to you to open your brokerage account. Join us tomorrow, 12 noon to 2 p.m. We'll continue to analyze opportunities. And I'll also send you some, the link to my YouTube channel so you can check out some beginner guide videos to help you on this journey. And then most importantly, we are also on Discord, a wealth community where we communicate, analyze stocks freely, exchange ideas, follow market trends, share recommendations, ask questions where we have challenges, and you get readily available responses, even in my absence. Jayos says, God bless your heart. I will get in touch as instructed. Thank you very much, Jayos. Appreciate you. One day I will call in to give my testimony. Olorikas, I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, it's already 5 minutes past 2, and this is where we will call it a day. I've done extra 5 minutes, all of this for free. It's okay. The real norm, yes, you can discuss a one-on-one session with me. Just send me a DM on Instagram. Thank you very much, everybody. I wish you all the best. My apologies to anyone whose calls and questions I was not able to respond to. May I also appreciate Maui and Atlas Portfolios. Could you tell us your goodbyes as we round off for the day? Maui? Atlas Portfolios, can we hear your goodbyes for the day as we shut down?
Yes, Coach. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you for the good and negative feedbacks. We are working very well on them to see how well we can serve you better. For every pending transaction, you can reach us via mail, via WhatsApp. We'll respond to everybody. Thank you for this privilege. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Maui?
Yeah, Coach, thank you so much, especially for giving us a little bit more of your time today. That's very much appreciated. And I want to also thank all the newbies in the house, all the old investors in the house, and I want to advise everybody, let's keep calm, let's keep checking the market, let's never panic, and let us always, keep up all the fundamentals that we have and we learn here every day. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Same time tomorrow, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time, we meet again. Bring all your questions and let's sort it out. And until then, this is me saying have a good day and bye for now.